Hey friends, it's me, Dustin. Just spending a little bit of quality time with my current favorite bourbon, the Woodford Reserve Double Oak. Wanted to let you know that this episode does have some weird audio. We made some mistakes on that, and we apologize. You know, we're just a couple of imperfect guys, and we messed up the audio. We hope you can forgive us. We won't do it again until we do. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hey, welcome to another episode of The Burbs. I'm Dustin.
Jordan.
And today I have the luxury of providing the bourbon, the whiskey, if you will.
So it's not bourbon.
Well, bourbon is whiskey.
But now you're throwing me off.
Well, I might be throwing you off. So the way this works, if you don't know, is one of us brings a bourbon to the table. We then unveil that, just like we do in our monthly club meetings. It's a show and tell. And then we educate each other on that bourbon. And we also get to taste it. We talk to you a little bit about it. And bada boom, bada bing, you're smarter. You know more about that bourbon and that distillery. And so does this guy.
Yeah.
Or this guy. So let's jump right into this one. And before I even reveal it, I just want to tell you a few things about it, okay? Founded in 1936.
Okay.
That's old.
That's the distillery?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the human being.
No.
Yes, the distillery.
Post-Prohibition.
3 years after Prohibition.
Yeah. Okay.
So Prohibition ends, boom. These guys are like, let's get it.
Huh.
I don't know if they were doing any moonshining or not during the Prohibition. But on St. Patrick's Day, 1937, they placed their first barrel in Storage Warehouse A.
Okay.
So I think that's cool, right? Like, could you imagine, like, you and I have talked about this. What does it take to start a bourbon distillery?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing about bourbon is that it's aged.
Right.
And so the longer it's aged, the more it's worth. And so if you make a bourbon and you turn around and sell it the next day, and you could make moonshine in hours.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on your mash bill, but you can make that fast. You can't. I mean, you could do that with bourbon. I mean, literally, it only has to go into that barrel for 1 second, and you can take it right out. But you're not going to make money, right? And so, how do you do it? So they in 1937 they put their first barrel into Warehouse A. We own a company together, and if we couldn't make it, hey, in 2 years we're going to make money. You'd look at me like, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
Well, that feels like that sometimes.
And so this is what I got to tell you. So this family has been in the bourbon world for, it seems like forever here in America. So in 1883, even before they launched their own brewery and everything, and I only give you this name because it's such a great name, and I wanted to say it out loud with my mouth full. In 1883, Aloysius Lambert was born and worked in the bourbon industry starting at 15.
Okay.
First job probably.
Yeah.
Gotten into birds. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But his name is Aloysius Lambert. Do you know what his last name is?
A-L... No.
Well, give me a drum roll, please. For the predecessor
Oh my gosh.
of Aloysius Lambert, Willett.
Should have known.
Okay, now let's get into it, all right? That's the Willett.
That's a fancy looking bottle.
Isn't it cool? We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay? But let's just start with the fact that they started this thing in 1937. The Willett family started this thing in 1937, this distillery, and they started making bourbon. In 1940, they introduced Old Bardstown, that brand.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have never had it. Have you?
I have not. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it as well, but I've never had it. So they introduced that. And then in the 1960s, they created Johnny Drum. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Do you know why you've never seen that? And it still exists today.
It's only available somewhere else.
California. They made it specifically for California. But they created and they also filled, in that same year, in the 60s, in that decade, they also filled their 100,000th barrel.
Okay. So 30 years from barrel 1
That's crazy, right?
to 100,000.
That's how they make money. I guess you have another job for those first couple of years, and then you come back to it. I think a lot of these people too, back in the day, they were farmers, because they would use the grains and stuff from their own farm, so it made sense. So that was in the 60s. In 1964, they received the gold medal for Old Bardstown at the Kentucky State Fair.
State Fair.
That's right. And let me tell you something.
The funnel cake came in second.
It did? Or the elephant made out of butter.
Oh,
Made out of butter. So that was in 1964. Then in the 1990s, they started to make Rowan's Creek, Noah's Mill, Kentucky Vintage.
Oh, Noah's Mill. We got some Noah's Mill.
Yes, we do.
We have some Noah's Mill.
Put that back. It's terrible.
No, it's unique.
It's just different. Yeah.
We'll have to do an episode on Noah's Mill.
We will have to. But Kentucky Vintage and then pure Kentucky Bourbon. So then they released all of those in the 90s. So they obviously were doing well enough they saw the potential of the brand and branding different things. In 2008, they introduced the Willett Family Estate and Willett Family Estate Rye, as well as this Pot Still Reserve. Now, this thing is weird looking, and you already mentioned that it's an interesting looking bottle. This thing, the bottle is designed after the original still, the copper still.
Makes sense.
So that's why, that's why they did this. And obviously, I mean, if you go buy bourbon, which we do, this thing stands out.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
You see this thing and go, I want to try it. I didn't know anything about bourbon, and I'd seen these a bunch of times and thought, it kind of looks like a genie in the bottle or something.
So what makes it a pot still?
What do you mean?
You said it's the pot still bourbon. Is it just because it's in this bottle?
No, it's I don't know. That answer. I should have got that information.
Probably.
Well, I think it's because these are. I probably did get it. I just don't remember. But I think that this is the still that this comes out of is the copper pot still.
Okay.
It comes out of that other, and I think a lot of theirs actually now come out of their copper still. So in 2014, they released Willett Exploratory Cask Finish Whiskey. So that's out there in the wild. It's exploratory, and they're trying new and different things. So they've been distilling since 1841, but they launched, the Willett family sort of brand a little bit later. So let's get into it. I'm going to let you pour yours first. Uncork it for you. Get your pour. You did a better job cleaning these than last time. Last time yours was clean and mine was filthy. So I appreciate that you did.
You said I cleaned yours last time.
Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I thought you did.
Cherries?
Yeah, what do you smell? What's on the nose?
I feel cherries for sure.
You feel cherries?
Yeah. I feel it in my heart.
I don't think you're supposed to feel it.
What do you got? Did you actually research this?
Yes, I've got it all.
Talk out of your beehole.
That's not nice. It smells like bourbon. I get bourbon notes.
That was sophisticated. It's like an ashy, or maybe it's like alcohol.
Yeah, I mean that's all I always pretend. It all smells the same to me. It doesn't all taste the same to me.
I don't think it all smells the same. I get cherry. I get the alcohol smell.
I just don't get it. Okay. Well, first of all, let me tell you, this is 47 proof.
Okay.
I mean, it's 47% alcohol, 94 proof.
I was going to say,
okay.
47.
That's not a lot.
Sounds pretty low.
It's, small batch in a copper still.
Okay.
See, I wrote that down in my notes.
Yeah.
The nose should be vanilla, lemon, and cake.
I get lemon. I don't get cake.
I don't get any of it.
Or vanilla.
I probably get vanilla more than anything just because it smells sweet. So the mash bill on this, it was said that it was unreported, but then I found it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who reported it?
I can't say it. I have my own sources, so I'm not going to throw them under the bus. It's 65% corn, 20% wheat, and 15% malted barley. Okay.
Wheat. It's a wheated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So let's taste it. Because just looking at you staring at the bottle is not an interesting video or audio.
I was reading the bottle. Thank you. I thought it might have more interesting things to say than what you had.
Definitely
to say.
No. Wow. It burns.
I don't feel burn at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was really smooth.
It's not.
It's almost oily and on your palate.
Oh wow. Cake.
You got cake.
Big time.
Really?
And that's not even no, you know what I got? No, it wasn't cake. Citrus. That's what I got. And you're supposed to. I really got that just now.
It feels like vanilla on the
Okay.
finish.
Yeah, caramel, vanilla, spices, and citrus is what you're supposed to be. And I caught that citrus.
Ooh,
What I
wait.
just tasted,
I'm getting like a aftertaste of kind of cakey.
the citrus that I got was like the smell when you rip an orange, when you tear the skin off an orange.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I just tasted, big time. I got it again. Wow. Holy cow. No, it's just crazy because like a lot of times I pretend like it tastes like they say it's supposed to taste, but I really get it. Nice. I'm getting good. So the MSRP on this, it's $48. I think we paid more than that.
Definitely paid more than that. That's because we're not in Kentucky. This stuff was everywhere when I was in Louisville.
Yeah. Maybe harder to get in the suburbs. But yeah, I mean, I just really interesting history. You can go to the Willett distillery just like most places, and you can tour it. But they've actually redone the entire, like all the acreages, like they redid everything, and so it's pretty fine and nice now. They have a sister restaurant too, I believe, that's on property or on another property. I don't remember. I read a lot. I promise. I really did.
I believe you.
And their website's fantastic. They don't really do anything techy that I could find, but their website is really well done. And I love the way that the history's done.
I got that orange little
You get it?
citrusy note.
Yeah, on the top of on the roof of your mouth and the back.
Right here.
On the front.
Yeah. Like where my tongue hits the
There you
behind
go.
my teeth. That was good.
Well, oh yeah, I just got two right there. I really did. So they've just done a great job at revamping, and they had done a kind of a rebuild recently, or I don't know what it's called, but not a rebuild, but they just redid the whole property and the distillery and the original.
A do-over.
And, that'd be a fun name for a liquor brand or beer brand, do-over.
The do-over.
Yeah, because like sometimes you make bad decisions.
Yeah.
You know. The first time I ever had this was our friend. Stop pushing it forward. They can't. It's not in focus. I will fight you, dude. Pete had it at our old shop. Our neighbor Pete, he's a guitar maker and fixer, and he owns this great company called Driftwood. And when we finished his brand, he bought a bottle of this, and then he and I and his staff had some, and you had to go home, so you didn't have any.
Yeah,
but I had some. It was good. Any questions or anything?
No,
I would buy it.
I think the bottle speaks for itself. The wax ring right here is quite beautiful.
Oh yeah, the bottle just stand alone.
I mean, it's one of those things that you buy to put on the shelf, just because it's a conversation piece.
Yep.
But it's good too.
I like it. I like it quite a bit, and it's not going to be my go-to probably, just because I definitely think you're right. You have this on the shelf because the bottle looks so cool, and you can let people try it. Yeah. It's good, but I think that they rest a lot on the history and the story and the lore with this because of the way the bottle's shaped, and it's come out of the original, copper still, that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot of history there.
It's a story.
It's a story for sure. Yeah. It's a $5 story. A lot of these other brands don't take as much care to do that, but I do think it's cool. And they've been doing it for so long that, at some point.
Wow, I really get that now.
With citrus?
Yeah, it took a while.
Orange.
Now I can't not taste it.
I'm with you. I think it's great.
I mean, I'd buy it for MSRP for sure.
I would too. Cool. Well, hey, next, we don't know what we're going to give away from Willett yet, but we do we have gotten in some of the goodies, so make sure to check back in our next episode. We're going to show you guys some of the stuff we're giving away if you leave a comment on previous episodes. So stay tuned. We'll see you next week on the Burbs. Good one. All right. Cheers. Let's stop, please. So you go back up, push back up.